This is a review of Gemara Nazir Daf Hey, rolling in the bottom of Dalit Amud Beis, continuing the discussion about Shimshon Agibar. And asked the Gemara based on the previous Amud in which we said that Shimshon never articulated his Nazirus. Says the Gemara, is that true? But we know that it says Ki Nazir Lakim Yanar, that Shimshon's father is told that the child will be a Nazir min habetem from birth. Sounds like he had articulated he's a Nazir. Says the Gemara, no, the Malach has said that, but his father never actually said he shall be a Nazir. Continues the Gemara, how do we know that Shimshon Agibar was metame and became impure to Mesim? So if you're going to tell me the fact that it says that he killed 1,000 people, maybe used arrows, he never touched them. Maybe it's from the pasuk that says that he struck down 3,000 men and he took their clothing. So if he took their clothing, seemingly he became tamei to them. Says the Gemara, maybe he first took their clothing and then he killed them. But the pasuk says he first hit them and then he took their clothing. Maybe they were goysim, they were on their death throes, they weren't actually dead. So concludes the Gemara, how do we know that Shimshon was metamei l'meisim, and the source that a Nazir Shimshon can be metamei l'meisim is a Gemara, Gemir la'alach l'moshe misinai. Ask the Gemara, how do we know that a Nazir Eilam, where do we see the din that they're allowed to lighten their hair? We learn out from Avshalom, who was a Nazir Eilam, and it says that Avshalom went and he wanted to pay back his nader, and he was megaleach echel l'shteimas ha'chaydash, and he took a haircut once every 12 months. How do I know it was once every 12 months? Because the pasuk says, Miketz yamim liyamim. And yamim liyamim says the Gemara on the top of Hayam Aleph, we're then for Bati Yerei, just like over there is 12 months, so too over here it is 12 months. That is opinion number one. Opinion number two is Rav Nehorai, that says that Avshalom took a haircut once every 30 days, and Rav Yaisi, who says he took a haircut from every Erev Shabbos to Erev Shabbos, as we find from the children of Halachim, the princes, they take a haircut once a week. Ask the Gemara, what's the source that it was once every 12 months from Bati Yerei Chaima, from Yamim Yamim? But why don't we say that Rebbe holds that Yamim is minimum 2? So we should say that he took a haircut every other day. Says the Gemara, no. It says Kayved, that the hair is heavy, and it's only going to be heavy after a prolonged amount of time. After 2 days, it's not heavy. So maybe it means 2 years. Says the Gemara, as it says, Yamim. So we learn how Yamim that don't have Shanim, Yamim Yamima, and not from Miketchin Asayim Yamim, because there the word Yamim is modified together with Shanim. So we learn Yamim from Yamim Abati Rechaim, and not Yamim from Shanim. Says the Gemara, 1 second, maybe it's 30 days. As we know, the pasuk says Achaydash Yamim. Says the Gemara again, no. We will want to learn Yamim from Aryeh Chaima, and not from Chodesh Yamim that it says together with it Chadashim. Says the Gemara, but there's another pasuk that says Miyamim Yamima, which is, well, as we're going to see, that he did something in intervals of 4 times in a year. So maybe it's every 3 months. Says the Gemara, no. We want to learn Yamim Miyamim, and not Yamim from Yamim Yamima, coming hypersensitive to the drasha that we're learning out from. Says the Gemara, why are you being so nitty gritty? We know Rabbi Yishmael has taught us that we can make his ear shavim from the word vishav and uba. Says the Gemara, that's only when we have no other choice, but if we have another choice, we rather learn it out from something more particular to it. Another raya, says the Gemara, from the fact that it was 4 times a year, how do we know it was in 3 months intervals? Maybe sometimes it was 4 months, sometimes it was 2 months. We continue that the Shita of Rav Nehorai was that it was once every 30 days. Why? Because we know by Kayhanim is every 30 days, and the same word of Kayved, that your hair is heavy, is used. Oh, so too over here. Rav Yossi says once every week. Says the Gemara, if you take care of once every week, how is he different than any other prince? Says the Gemara, a few nafkaminas. Either because the prince is even allowed to do it during the week and he did it on every Erev Shabbos, or they able to do it on Friday morning and he did it later on in the day. What was the end of the 40 years? The 40 years that Klal Yisrael asked for a king. The Mishnah on the bottom of Hayam Aleph continues with the very simple halacha. Stam Nazirus is 30 days. What is the source? We have a machlekes that's going to conclude today's share and go for tomorrow's. Rav Masna says, Kodesh Yihiyeh, Yud-Hey is Gematria 30. Parpada says, no, 30 times that it says Nazir Nizroi, 30 minus 1, 29 times that the word Nazir is used in a Torah. So fundamental machlekes is the Stam Nazir 30 or 29 days. Says the Gemara, why doesn't Ramasta learn out from Parpada's drasha of 29 times as Nazir Naziroi? Says Ramasta, because we need many different dinim, lesser yain, mitzvah yain, rishus, as we learned, to learn Nazir's Chala Nazir. So says Rav Masna, we need all 29 times the Torah to mention Nazir, Nazrai, etc. Of course, the top Rashi over here points out, by the way, top Tais, that you can't count one of the times Nazir because that refers to the crown on the head. Says the Gemara, what does Parapada do on Hayam and base? He says, no, of all these 29 times, it got to be one extra. Once there's one extra, all of them are used to teach us a lesson. And now we begin the questions back and forth on Parapada and Rav Nosson Tanan. Question number one is our Mishnah. Our Mishnah said 30 days. How could Parapada say 29 days? Says the Gemara, you know why? Because on the 30th day you get the haircut, you bring the karbanos. Therefore, the Mishnah says 30 days. Another kasha. Now in Rav Masna says if someone's a Nazir, he kicks the haircut Yom Shleishim ve'echad on day 31. Another kasha Parapada. So according to Rav Masna, it's great. 30 days Nazirus, 31 a haircut, etc. But according to Parapada, what's he going to answer? Parapada answers, look at the end of that Mishnah. The end of the Mishnah says that if he took the haircut on day 30, it's okay. So that fits with me, Parapada. What are you going to say, Rav Masna? Says Parapada. So first of all, Al Seifa is a raya to me. The Reisha that says you could get a haircut on day 31. You know why? He says Parapada, and this is going to be constant refrain, because he said Shleimin. So Parapada says a Stam Nazir is 29, but he said Shleimin, then it's going to be 30. And finally, what's Rav Masna going to do with the part of the Mishnah that says that it's 30 days? Seemingly it's 29 days, the 30th day you get a haircut. Answers the Gemara mixes a Yom Kikulai, that on day 30 it counts for both, and then you get the haircut. And we'll conclude with another review from this point to the next year. B'siyata Dishmai.